Hey guys, Eli here, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the unconscious mind. We hear a lot about this in self-development, your belief systems, about the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, about affirmation, about conditioning, the part of ourselves, the big part of ourselves that connects us with infinite intelligence, that makes our heart beat 100,000 times a day. This part of ourselves that is really running the show. Our identity, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. There's only so much the human mind can be conscious of. They actually say that, right now around us, there's about, I think it's between 2 and 4 million bits of information are coming into our senses every single day, every single second, through our eyes, through the sounds around us, through the things on our skin, the blood pulsating through our feet and our legs and our capillaries. We can start to become conscious of this stuff the more that we focus on it, but we can only focus on a limited amount of information at a time. So we're constantly deleting information so we can be here. We're distorting information, and we're generalizing information. And these filters are what really affect our perception of the world around us. And that's a great thing. That's why we all have our own unique perspective, our own unique point of view. But sometimes the things that we generalize, delete, or distort can not really make a lot of sense in the world that we are actually living in. What makes sense for us to thrive as human beings. And if we find that we're not thriving or growing or really feeling empowered and really taking this life in for all that it really has the magic of being, then maybe we have some things that we deleted or distorted or generalized, or maybe we have some habitual patterns of focus or thought or feeling or emotion that aren't really serving us. And so that's what I want to touch on today in this short video. I'll make it as short as possible. But I want us to realize that whatever we believe, not necessarily consciously, meaning you're not even conscious of this, whatever we believe or don't believe, that's what's true for us. Whatever you believe to be true is true for you, even if what you believe isn't true in actuality. So isn't reality in actuality. So it's like you can even start to think of now, maybe you had beliefs a month ago or a year ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago, where today you almost would be embarrassed to think, man, how could I even believe that? Or maybe for you, you thought somebody said something at one point. You thought somebody said something and you were worked up. You thought they were out to get you, and you just focused on it, and you made these distinctions, and it just took you over emotionally. And then you found out they weren't out to get you. They didn't say that thing. And you're like, how could I even think that way? How could I even believe that? And for a moment, that was your world. It wasn't true, but it was true for you. And so it affected your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. Your whole world became encapsulated around that belief. And so they're individual beliefs that we have, but they're also systems of belief. Things that you believe consciously, but also things that you believe unconsciously. And so right now, I want you to imagine that you are talking to a young child, innocent, vulnerable, just their mind, their conscious and unconscious mind are open to new experiences. They don't generalize much because they don't know much. They have nothing to relate something to. They're not deleting much. They're taking everything in, and they're not really distorting information. They're not, meaning that they're not making things out to be something that they're not. They're not making up stories about what this means or that. They're really taking it in. I want you to imagine this young child has had some experiences, though, as they've gotten a little older, where they're starting to generalize, delete, distort. They're making evaluations about the world that are not necessarily true, but they're true for them. And they're not conscious of some of the decisions or distinctions that they're making. They're really just living life and starting to get a little bit off track. And those distinctions, you're looking at that child thinking, wow, if this kid continues to have that thought, that feeling, that emotion, if they don't grow out of this and really start to notice what is available, what they can do, what's really great or beautiful or amazing about themselves or life, well then that, if they don't change that belief system, then it can really affect the quality of their life for the rest of their life. Imagine this child is beautiful, smart, amazing, has the ability to do anything they want with their life. What would you tell that child? Imagine looking back at a child, talking to that child now and saying, hey, you can do, be, have anything you want, but with that belief system, with that story, in that state of mind or emotion that you're living in, you're never going to evolve. You're never going to get to where you want to be. You see, as you've gotten older, you've become more conscious of things that you used to believe that weren't even true. And you're thinking, how can I even believe that? This child doesn't have that yet because they haven't had the experience. They haven't read the books. They haven't met the people. They haven't had the opportunity to look back. And so you have experiences in your life. You have lessons in life. You have developed theories and tactics and strategies. You've developed so much from your own experiences that you can teach that child. And you've had parts of your life where I'm certain that you've mastered this. You've really evolved or grown in that area of your life. But maybe there are other areas of your life where you realize you've not evolved. Where that child, that unconscious child in you, the unconscious part of your mind, is not evolved, is still deleting what's possible, deleting the great things about life, distorting stories, generalizing information right now today. So there's that part of you, the big part of you, that makes your heart beat 100,000 times a day, that really makes up your identity. Realize that maybe there are parts of you that are still living like a little unconscious child. It's not wrong, just hasn't gotten the new life lesson or the learning. So what area of your life would that be for you? Maybe it's something about relationships, or about people, or love, or about who you really are, what you're really capable of. So I want you to imagine that that unconscious child is the unconscious part of yourself, meaning you're just not conscious. And how do you know what areas of your life you might be living unconsciously, generalizing, distorting, or deleting what's really available to you? When you look at the areas of your life and you think, where am I really making it? Where do I feel like I've mastered something? Or where could I use some work? Where have I not been able to consistently produce the results that I would like to, or I know that I could in my life? Well, maybe you're unconscious in those areas. Imagine this evolved part of yourself. Imagine having that role model, that mentor. Imagine being that for yourself and having that conversation with the young you that's still living inside of you today and saying, hey, maybe we've deleted what's really available. Maybe we've made generalizations about life or people or even about yourself that simply aren't true. And so sometimes you need to have that conversation with yourself. So the takeaway is this: look at the areas of your life that you know you need to evolve in. See yourself 20 years from now with all the evolution and learning. What would you tell yourself today? What would you tell that unconscious little child in you to say, hey, these things you've developed from stories in their past, and they were there to protect you. You thought that's how it is, but that's not how it isn't. Or that's not how it is. And really start to take these lessons about life or people within yourself, about yourself, so you can experience life at a whole new level. I hope this has been a little bit shifted to your perspective a little bit. I know it's been very abstract, but hopefully you've got a couple distinctions for your life. Going back into what they call in NLP timeline therapy. If you could imagine, where is your future? For your future, it's somewhere over there. And for your past, it's probably somewhere over there, or maybe behind you over there. If you can imagine a line going through your life, you could start to look back, where in my life did I develop some of these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions, these stories, these beliefs, and where I am today. If I look into the future, looking back on today, what would I tell myself? Tell yourself that about life every single day, and the way that we really condition our conscious mind or unconscious mind is by repetition with new stories, new identities, and really starting to visualize and emote from that place of what's truly possible for ourselves. So again, I hope this has served you, and I look forward to talking to you in the next time. Bye-bye.